Hi everyone and welcome to episode 6 of Career Banter. You see how on the show we're always talking about how to build wealth, be better at our career, launch enterprises, and overall just be better career people. I think it would be remiss if we do not talk about how to, while building that wealth, also use that wealth to build more wealth. And this is something we all need to realize as we go about life, that if you have to work for every dime you earn, then there's a problem. You need to be able to make your money work for you. And this is something that has been buzzing a lot in my friend group, my circle of friends. We've been talking through what are the best investment plans and things like that. More often than not, real estate has come. And when we talk about real estate, especially in Nigeria, there's a lot of negative PR. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking through all of our questions regarding real estate and how viable is it as a wealth builder, as a long-term investment plan. And on today's episode, we're having a seasoned real estate consultant to come talk us through real estate investment and to sort of come and answer those burning questions that we have. I have a lot of them, and I'm hoping that my questions will sort of cover everyone else's questions regarding investing in real estate, especially in Nigeria. The PR is so bad, and I'm really looking forward to this. Sally is someone I met very recently, and in the time that I've known her, all I've known about her is real estate. So I think there's no better person qualified, to sort of talk us through this. So today's topic is real estate as a Gen Z retirement plan. I've had a lot of questions whenever I'm having conversations with my friends, whenever we're talking real estate or anything related to it. We often just assess it from a very judgmental and almost negative place. It's like, real estate investments in Nigeria, I know they do. So here with me today, we have the defender of real estate in Lagos. Sally of Uvest. And we're going to be talking through sort of hopefully busting some myths. We're going to be talking through what we're supposed to know as young people who are trying to invest in real estate.
My name is Sally. I work with the real estate company here in Lagos, and I've been doing this real estate thing for over 4 years.
I'm smelling pride, but go ahead.
Oh my god. Yeah, and I'm also the content manager, community growth manager for Uvest. I wear multiple hats. And I'm about to wear another hat, as the defender, of the real estate community in Lagos and Nigeria at large. So let's get into it.
Okay, just to give a little bit more of an introduction to who Sally is. Up until very recently, I have never considered real estate investing, especially in Nigeria. It was always just again for the same reasons I mentioned. But literally a few days ago, I purchased my first plot, and I owe all of the interest, everything to Sally's importunity. For those of us who are Bible students, Sally's always talking about real estate this, real estate that. In fact, she has one shirt that I like. It says Gen Z or Monile. Yes. So Sally is basically the reason why I have begun to think in terms of real estate. But to be honest, I still have questions. And within my circle of friends, I had started talking about it to them, like, oh look, this is what I did, and I think that this might be something worth doing. We'll just do it and forget about it. And we're trying to think long term. The first question Martin asked me was, no, you say I will say 5 years later they don't say government don't collect my land. So, and I think that is just one of the many questions that come up, and this is because of the stories we've heard when it comes to real estate in Nigeria. It's like there are stories of the Omonile resold the land, or this one did, that kind of thing. Talk us through those things. What are how true are these fears? Yes. How valid are these fears? And what makes you've been so loud about real estate and investing and all of that? What makes are these fears no longer valid? Are there ways to now circumnavigate these things in order to ensure safe investment?
So first of all, if you buy a crate of egg, you have 13 crates.
So she carried the matter too. Keep going.
and one goes bad, you would think that the whole thing is bad because of how bad the smell is. And so in Nigeria, in Lagos particularly, there are many people who have painted bad image. And if you have a fear about real estate in Lagos especially, it is very, very valid. I mean, we literally see things on the news about, oh, there's one demolition here and there, oh, government has reclaimed one land somewhere, and this year
they are in the court for one.
it's a lot. And truth is, in land business, there are a lot of things involved. And so when we tell people to partner with real estate companies or buy from real estate companies, it's because you are ensuring your safety or your land security in their hands. You're putting it in their hands. And so they are now saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that no matter what happens, your land is there, it remains, and it remains yours. And so the talk about Omonile, truth is, many real estate companies still buy from Omonile. Now let's break down, what is Omonile? What do you think Omonile is?
The powers that be.
Don't kill me.
Yeah, well, honestly, I feel like Omonile are just the maybe locals around the area, the ancestral owners, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
Of the
So
property.
child of the landowner.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Right.
Omonile. Yeah, actually, that's the literal meaning. True.
Right.
True.
And so it means that even these real estate companies buy from Omoniles, buy from families. And so there's a lot that goes behind the scene to ensure that this land is actually safe. You pay Omonile fee, you pay documentation fee to ensure that this Omonile is not selling the same land that has been sold to like 20 people, because that thing happens like mad in Lagos. It happens like mad. And so what happens when a real estate company, we've secured the property with Omonile, if they come back, I mean Omonile now, and they're asking for more, like this is not your space, or pay more before you can start work? Because we've actually had instances where we want to start construction, we want to start the gatehouse and perimeter fencing, and some guys, Omoniles of course, would come, I don't know.
Yeah, well, bring money.
Exactly.
Where's the money?
And so we just have to settle them. Now, clients don't get to hear about this because it is not your business. Your business is that your land is safe, and the last place you saw it, that is where it will be. Now, about government reclaiming lands and all of that, there's something called government acquisition. So normally, for every city, every state, there's what we call town planning and all. Right, where the government marks out where they want to do these, a hospital, a government project, right? And so sometimes it's already mapped out, right? And so sometimes some real estate companies, maybe out of greed, they go to chart a property. Now, before you buy a property, you need to chart the property, right? That's a term in real estate, to find out the status of that land, to know if it is under any encumbrance or under government acquisition. And so you want to know if the government has plans for this area, right? So you're not buying trouble, literally. And so sometimes some people find out that government actually has this parcel of land. They want to use it to do something. But then, you know how the Nigerian government can be. There are many times they will flag off a project for 2025, but then you will see it in 2045. So that kind of thing. And so the government does not start anything in the now until after a few years later. And when people who bought that land, real estate companies, and have sold to how many clients, government comes back to reclaim. It's now going, everything just becomes, really somehow. And then people come on social media, they are crying, oh my God, the government just demolished my property. And then it gets really emotional, and then people cannot actually think logically anymore. The recent one happened last year. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
Ikota.
Oh no, I heard about it. A friend of mine even.
My God. And so people are asking, who is to blame exactly? And at the end of the day, you cannot exactly point one finger to one person. there are multiple fingers that need to be pointed. The government agencies also have their own, because many times some real estate companies would go to them or see if they know someone and try to buy their way, right? And then imagine if a new government comes in and the person you know that gave you a go is not there anymore. And so when this new government is there and they say, I don't know you, and where you have bought a property is literally government land, you'll be forced to give up that land. And so real estate in Nigeria is not a one-way thing. It's not very straightforward.
So you're saying that any companies that buy lands that have been marked for government thing did not do it unknowingly. Chances are it happened because they were trying to just circumvent. Because what I'm now thinking is, how do you confirm?
Some real estate companies, let me see. Some of them are actually innocent. The power play in Nigeria is very interesting. And so sometimes you pay a surveyor to go and check this land, check land registry in Alausa, if it's in Lagos, to just find out about the status of the land. And somewhere, someone up there might tell the surveyor, this land is under government executive, but maybe in a few years they can change their mind. So it's a 50-50 thing. And then because the surveyor is not trying to lose markets, he tells the real estate company that Alpha is free, with the hope that in a few years, maybe, just maybe, remember it's 50-50, they might actually be able to stay on the land. Now, let's go back to the drawing board. There's something called the Land Use Act of 1978 that states that all land in Nigeria belongs to the government. I don't know if you're aware.
Yes, I've heard that before. You see, now this kind of in the fear person. Well, why will you anyhow shall continue?
So what we do in Nigeria is not 100% ownership of property at the end of the day, because all lands belong to local government, to government rather. And so to make it easier to know, what the government wants to use this to do this and that, or what the government does not need all the land. This is not a socialist economy or communist economy or whatever. This is also capitalist, right? Now this is particularly to real estate companies or people who deal with the direct land sellers to always chart your property. Maybe don't stop at one surveyor, use another one just in case, because you can never be, what's the word now? Too careful.
Yeah. You
can never be too careful. Just chart to know the status of the land. Is this under acquisition or not? Now, after acquisition, we have title.
Okay.
Land titles. And so C of O, which is Certificate of Occupancy, is a document that tells you that you have the right to a property for 99 years.
So you said 99 years. After 99 years, what happened?
You renew. Many people only know about COO. It's like the most popular land title. And even people who are not into real estate or have any idea of real estate, they somehow know about COO.
Yep.
And it will surprise you that there are multiple other title documents aside COO. I don't know if you know. There's the Gazette, there's the freehold, there's governor's consent, and you're like, someone's been learning. Okay.
I'm a real estate mogul, guys. With my one plot, I'm a real estate. So you're saying the worry of, money like this, government that, those can be taken care of if you're buying from a trusted, reputable real estate company.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the options available for sort of getting into real estate, even despite the fact that it is capital intensive? There's also the bit of, it feels like all of the good properties are gone, or the choice locations are taken, which is see, even Ajada feels like it's far. Property there is expensive. Have we missed out on the trend? Is it still profitable to invest in real estate now?
A wise saying said, anytime you wake up is your morning. And
Okay.
it's fine.
Wisdom.
Land is a limited commodity. And so for a place like Nigeria, for a place like Lagos, that is housing over 22 million people with just how many square meter of land, there is bound to be scarcity. Scarcity is, it should not surprise anybody. And so if you were not alive when they were selling aja, guess what? There's ekpe. Now that you're alive, that we're selling ekpe is going to get exhausted soon. In fact, ekpe is already exhausted. Let me put it that way. And so people are moving to neighboring cities. People are moving to Moe. People are moving to Ibadan. People are moving to even, I think the East now is gaining some traction. Funnily, since the last election. There was a whole, I don't know if you saw it, there was a whole go back to
yes
East movement. And so some Igbo people, some that I even knew, were like, you know what's in Lagos? And they went to buy properties in the East. And I have a friend who is a real estate professional as well. And she said that election period, she literally recorded her highest sales.
I think I agree with the fact that land is limited.
It's limited. We're over 200 million people living in Nigeria. Over 200 million people. And a 28 million housing deficit means that there are most likely over 10 to 15 to 20 million people that are literally shelterless. Let me put it that way. And so a housing deficit is pointing to the fact that there are a good number of people who are homeless and actually don't have where to stay. Now, this could be caused by how affordable properties are and whatnot. But then, if there are homeless people, I don't know, every other metric to judge a thriving society should be thrown out. Because if I'm homeless, you can't say, if my whole family is homeless, if my whole community is homeless, that community is not thriving. And so shelter, which is the human number one, I don't know if you agree, but that's not
I think it should be food first.
Moving on, shelter is the number one basic need of man.
Right.
And so it tells you that real estate will literally never run out of business, because people would always need a place to stay. Now, about real estate being capital intensive, there's this saying, people would say that, oh, our parents missed out on Aja.
Missed out on
Banana Island.
Yes, let's say they missed out on Orchid Road.
What's that? It's not bougie. But then what people don't understand is the entry points for these choice locations were above the average Nigerian minimum wage. Apparently, minimum wage in the 1990s thereabouts was around 250 naira to 500 naira. I done my research. Do yours too. And land in Banana Island, land in Ikoyi, land in Lekki Phase 1, land in Ikoyi was especially, at that time, was expensive. It was selling for around 100k, 250k, some parts 500k. Now, if you hear 100k, it would look like that was cheap. But in that day and time, that was a lot of money. And what am I trying to say? The entry point to real estate back in that day was not for everybody. The entry point was literally for the 1% of the 1% in choice locations, don't get me wrong. I mean, our fathers still got land somewhere else, but not in Ikoyi. It was not part of the 1%.
Some of our fathers didn't get at all, so congratulations to your father that got in a not so choice location.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, so we're talking about cost of entry. For the average young person, for example, who earns between 300 to maybe 700k monthly, are there modes of entry that can accommodate the average young person's income
Mm,
in today's Nigeria?
absolutely. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if back in the day we would have installment plans, right? But right now, many real estate companies literally have some installment plans, and some even stretch into 24 months. But I've seen that mostly for houses, offline
Right.
properties,
Right.
24 months installment. And so I would always say that there is a price for every property. And so even with your 700k, guess what? You can buy a land. Maybe not in Lagos, maybe in Ibadan. Because there are properties in Ibadan selling for as low as 500, 700k. Right? So if you're earning around 300 to 500, if you save up a good amount, you can actually buy a property, maybe your first property, and then given the installment plan, you don't even have to pay all at once. Just start from somewhere. And I think that a lot of people right now, they see installment plans as them owing, and so it's giving debt.
I have so much to say about
It's
that.
giving-
That's another conversation.
It's giving. I can't have peace of mind until I'm done. But I don't know if I should call that pride. You don't have all the money now, so
I
what do
wouldn't
you want
even
to
call
do?
it pride. I just think it's a messy upbringing. Not messy, but it's just the upbringing that we have. Because in the West, they don't think like that. Debt is what funds their economy.
Right.
Right? But for us, we see it as, I know if you sleep for night. Shebi, they said you will pay in 24 months. So nobody's asking you to drop all the money this night. Sleep. When you wake up tomorrow, you pay the 5k. Next tomorrow, you pay the remaining 5k. And in 24 months, you have paid the 2 million, you know. So I have a lot to say about debts. That's another conversation. Quick example, I got my car via a financing option that allowed me to pay over 3 years. Inflation between when I
Are you serious?
Yes, inflation when I started till now. See, it was a very good deal for me because the price of the car was locked in, and then I started my payments. And so I'm like 2.5 years in. 2.5 years in, the value of the naira has fallen by at least 50%. But the cost of the cars at the time when I started is the cost that I'm going to pay. With the interest, no wahala, bring the interest. It cannot pay me. Given the level of our exposure and the way we are thinking about things, and maybe just our generation, where we sort of are looking for quick results, quick ROI, like, okay, so if I put this 3 million now in this one plot, what's in it for me in 2 years' time? You know, so I know we say real estate is long term and things like that, but I don't think our generation really thinks in terms of the long term. So what would you say? I don't know if this is the right question, or if what we should invest in is trying to get the generation to think in terms of the long term, but I'd say how quickly do you think the dividends of real estate begin to manifest?
So I think it boils down to why you are investing. And please, are you a forex enthusiast?
Not really. I used to be, but you see, there are some lessons you learn personally, not forex, crypto. There are lessons you learn personally, and like moving on. Anyway, but yeah, tell me.
I think that has contributed. See, forex, crypto has actually contributed to the now. You literally invest today. Tomorrow you are calling me to ask me what's your ROI, brother. Why? Right. So I think patience. An example would be one of my clients. Apparently, he bought a property from me in 2023. This month, May of 2023.
Right.
And he bought one plot for about 2 million. Yeah.
Where?
2 million or 1.5. 2 million or 1.5. Where? Ekbe. And Apaz, last year, he ran into some financial fix and he needed quick money. And glory be to God, I had another client who was trying to buy into that same property 2 years after. And so I was the middleman, basically. And because he was, what's the word now? what's the word?
Desperate?
Thank
Or
you.
it was a distress sale?
Yes, because he was desperate, he literally brought it down. And so he bought 2 plots for how much now? 3 million. And he sold for 6 million because he was desperate. And in fact, the plot at the time was going for 10 million naira. 10 million naira. And so these are people who have actually done this real estate thing and have, in quotes, cashed out. But first of all, it boils down to why. Some people actually just want the little thing on top of their capital. If I give you 3 million naira, please, in the next 12 months, I want 5 million. In the next 12 months, I want 10 million. If you want 10 million, they should lock you up, by the way. And I think some real estate companies don't even help with this thing. Because what do you mean I just invested and next 3 months I'm cashing out 1,000% increase? Why? But then real estate is more long term. Imagine if he had waited since then till now.
Yeah.
How much would he actually sell it for? So he literally sold something that could be 10 million for 6 million because of desperation. So please take a cheap pill. Just when you invest in real estate, forget about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to come into that mental headspace.
Forget about
it. You know.
For a while. And just remember one hot afternoon when you're thinking about, oh, how much am I actually worth? And then that's why you should now remember that, oh, I have a property somewhere.
What should we look out for? What should we avoid when, pursuing real estate investments and things like that?
Sometimes, if the deal is too good to be true, then it probably is.
It is too good to be true. I agree. This is true about everything in this life.
Oh my God. Because I mean, there are properties you see and the offer is buy 5, get 7. Or buy 5, get 3 free. That's added to what you've already bought. And real estate is expensive. Brother, that giveaway is a lot. It's a lot. And so when the giveaway is too much, I'm not
chances
very
are they are giving you away. Chances are you are the giveaway.
Especially when properties in that area is not 500k, not 700k. I can understand if they are doing buy 5, get 1 free, making it an acre, which consists of 6 plots, and especially in areas that are not very expensive, 1,600,000. But buy 4, get 3 free. Buy 5, get 1 acre free. Run.
A lot of the negative PR that real estate has is because I think previously a lot of our parents and people who bought real estate, or this was before we had real estate companies springing up to sort of take care of the dirty work.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to things like government acquisition, or is this government land, had government market project to be done here before, or money troubles, having to deal with it as an individual is just overwhelming. And so with real estate companies, it's a safer way to invest. You just have to find the right real estate company, pick a trusted one. Investing in real estate is a long-term thing, but then the yield is dividends over time. And if the offer is too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. All right. Again, the point of this episode is, while we're building wealth, while we're growing in our careers, while we're stacking up those bags, we want to ensure that we're putting them to work for us in the right places so that we can pull back our retirement age. Instead of that 60, make it 42. If 50 was your retirement age before, how about 35?
I actually want to retire by 30.
Oh.
I can't do this.
Oh, wow. Wala falls are almost 30.
And I run mad. I can't do this, please.
Alrighty. But yeah, thank you so much, Sally, for
it's fine.
joining the Career Banter, joining the elite lineup of Career Banter speakers.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Yes, thank you very much, Sally.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope that this helps somebody who has been on the fence about real estate.
Buy land.
Thank Thank you, and see you guys
Welcome.
in the next
Toodles.
video.